Guys, and thank you so much for joining me in today's video where we're going to be playing with lots of new makeup. So I decided to do a video today and pulled out all the new makeup that I've gathered more recently that is still showing on the New at Sephora tab when you go to the Sephora website. I was scrolling through it the other day and I was like, okay, I have that, I have that, I have that, I have that, getting that, have that, getting that. And it's insane how much makeup I buy. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm sure you guys are not new to this. You know I buy a ton of makeup. It's my passion, it's my obsession. Take it however you want to, that is just what it is. So I decided to do this full face of new makeup at Sephora for today's video. I do have some products here that I will be showing you guys today that I've shown you in previous videos, so pretty recently, because like I said, this is all still considered new in the makeup world. And then I have other products here that I have not used, so I do have a few first impressions. Now today's video isn't really meant to be any type of review video, but I kind of can't help myself. So you'll notice with some products I do kind of start giving some type of review or feedback on. So I mean, I tried not to. I didn't want this video to be super long, but I just cannot keep my mouth shut. Like I don't know what it is. I have to keep talking and talking and talking and talking while I do my makeup. So I just wanted to explain that. Let's go ahead and get started with the demo. So I'm already applying my primer, and this as well as the powder that I'll be using today are the only two things that are not new at Sephora. So for my primer, I'm using the Hourglass number 28 primer serum, and I'm using this because the foundation I'm going to use is a matte foundation, and I'm currently going through a lot of dryness on my skin, so this really helps me with that. By the way, this here is the packaging of the primer that I'm using today. So as far as foundation, I'm going to use the new NARS foundation, and I have never tried foundation from NARS because I've always been afraid. Honestly, I've just never really been all that intrigued. This one that I'm about to show you guys did interest me, but I still haven't bought it. So I ended up picking up a sample of this from Sephora, and I don't know how the shade's gonna go on this. It is the Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and ooh, this is gonna be too dark for me. Yeah, the shade I have is Tahoe, which is medium deep 2. This was the closest one to my skin tone that they were offering in these little sample sizes, so it's what I picked up. And you know, whatever, we'll make it work. So the claims of this is that it's a long wear foundation. It gives a matte full coverage finish. So that does terrify me a little bit. Now again, because I had read that this is a matte finish and because it is full coverage, that's why I wanted to make sure to use the primer that I used. And I'm also going to use a sponge to apply this. So this is the sponge from BK Beauty, and I grabbed a little bit there. It definitely looks like it might be too dark for me. Yeah, definitely too dark. So, oh my gosh, and orange. Okay, this is way off. I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna be able to make this work, so. Alright. I feel so ridiculous already, guys. Oh my gosh. Talk about Oompa Loompa. Look at this. Look at that. All right, okay, just stick with me, guys. We'll see how this turns out. Ooh, I want to mix it with another foundation, but I really want to see how this looks on its own. I have been really interested in getting a matte foundation. Now with the sponge, it does seem to be applying really easily. I can already hear you guys laughing at me. I can hear it. I know, I hear it. I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder. I know, guys. So yeah, right away this gave me full coverage. This is actually blending in really easily. Oh, I think I was saying I've been wanting a matte foundation, like a new matte foundation. So maybe if I like this one, I'll end up picking it up in my shade. You know what, I don't really consider myself as somebody that's all that entertaining, but I'm hoping that you are finding this quite entertaining. As far as the finish, it actually, you know, I'm actually quite impressed with it. It doesn't look cakey. It's definitely more of a higher coverage. At this point, I just don't want to keep adding anymore because of the color of this. So I'm just going to leave this alone. This is really not going to be a review based type of video. I am really just playing with some new makeup. So now I'm dying to add some concealer and I'm going to slather this on. So this one I've already shown on my channel, but it's still available in the new arrivals section at Sephora, and it's the Rare Beauty Concealer. I have the shade it's 260N. So I'm going to bring this down quite a bit. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to add this everywhere. But let me actually work in sections. I know it's like supposed to be like a hydrating, kind of like a radiant finish type. Self-setting, I don't think it is, but just in case. Start blending it in. It just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough. All right, so yeah, that's still really bad. All right. Guys, I'm gonna leave it like this. Today would have been a great day for me to wear a turtleneck. I really, really wish I had. Just understand, we're just playing with makeup and we all mess up at some point. So to powder, I'm going to use this Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder in the shade Cupcake, and I'm gonna pick up a pretty good amount. I think I'm going to try and bake a little bit down here to hopefully lighten this a little. So I'm gonna put some in there. So I'm actually adding quite a bit, definitely more than I normally do. Again, I'm just trying to brighten up certain areas. And by that, I kind of mean the whole face. So this here is definitely not a step I would typically do when I'm working with a matte foundation, unless I really want to lock it in for like all day wear without having to worry about it. But we're definitely making an exception for today. This is, I think, as good as it's gonna get, guys. I mean, I'm gonna look ridiculous today. Let's just face it, I'm gonna look ridiculous. I am going to use a Nude palette from Hourglass. I guess in a way this is cheating, but at the same time Hourglass totally cheated, so I don't really care. So I pulled out my Unlocked palette. Is that what it's called? The Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked. Yeah, so this is the 6-pan that was released 2 years ago, 3 maybe, I think 2. And this year, Hourglass released another 6-pan palette and a quad. Now, I really wanted the quad because the pictures they were posting, the shades in that palette just looked so rich in pigments and I was excited for it. But before I made that purchase, I looked at the description and I realized the name of those shades are all in this Unlocked palette. So it's pretty much a re-promote, just in a smaller palette. So what I'm going to use today are the shades in here that are in that quad, which is also in that new makeup section on Sephora.com. But I get, oh, you know what? Actually, I'll use it for my neck. I was gonna say I'm not gonna use the bronzer, but I will. I'll use it for my neck because that is where it is needed. So actually, first I'm gonna start off with the finishing powder, which is this one up here in the shade Soft Light. And I'm just going to lightly apply this under my eyes. I don't necessarily need to powder anymore, but just a little bit, because I do feel that this adds some brightness, like in a very subtle, kind of more sophisticated way. Actually, we'll just go ahead and do the whole T-zone. Because at this point, what's a little bit more powder? And then for bronzer, I'm going to use this one, which is Golden Bronze Light. And I picked up a relatively big bronzer, a relatively big brush, since I have to paint my neck pretty much. Alright, so that helped out a little bit. I'm not going to keep going here just because all I'm going to do is create a bigger mess. So that is that. I'm not going to add any to my face. I mean, that'll just be super ridiculous. So now for the highlight, I'm going to use this one here called Champagne Strobe Light. Now, as upset as I was with this release, I will say that these products are beautiful. If you've been eyeing them, I definitely think the quad would be a good purchase. But look at that glow. It is beautiful. It's almost like an ethereal type of finish. Love that. I always feel weird when I say that word ethereal. I don't think I say it right. Okay, and then as far as the blush, we're going to be using Mood Flush, which is this middle shade here. Very beautiful color. I need some more color on my face that's not too tan or too orange. That is a beautiful blush. Really, guys, I'm telling you, this palette is gorgeous. I'm just happy I noticed that these were all the same shades before I made my purchase, because I was going to order from the Hourglass site, because they actually became available on the site a lot sooner than it became available anywhere else. Alright, so let's move on. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes using my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Eye Primer. You guys know this is pretty much all I use. I gotta say that looking up close, like, that foundation is not bad. Do you guys have it? Let me know what you guys think if you have that new NARS foundation, because I might be interested. Unless I wake up with like a whole bunch of new breakouts, then of course not. But if not, I might be picking up my shade. I'll just wait during the Sephora sale, which is coming up in a few more weeks. So excited. But anyway, I'm also very excited for this palette. I had absolutely zero plans of picking this palette up. I refused to when I saw pictures of it. All I did was talk smack up until I just randomly started playing a video. So there is a YouTuber out there. Her channel is called Michelle's Everyday Beauty. And she is an eyeshadow fanatic. I mean, she loves makeup as it is. I think anybody that has a beauty channel is quite obsessed with makeup, so she is no exception to that. But her thing is eyeshadows. I love watching her channel, although we don't have a lot of like the same taste per se. I just enjoy her. So because I enjoy her content, I just play her videos because I enjoy watching her. And so a little over a week ago, I just played one of her videos, and it was on this palette. And because, like I'm telling you guys, I was not interested in the palette, but because I like her content, I just decided to play it. Her review of this palette made me instantly go onto the Sephora website and order it for myself. And I got this in exactly 1 week ago today. It is the newest Pat McGrath release, kind of technically. Actually, the day that this video goes up, she's releasing a lot of new stuff. I'm actually picking up 2 of the quads that she's releasing, but this is, as of today, her newest release, and it is her first 18 pan palette. It is called the Celestial Divinity Eyeshadow Palette. And I will say that when I got this in, I opened it up and I wasn't very impressed by it. So I put it back in the box and I haven't used it. However, when I sat down before I started filming, I wanted to swatch these so I can add some inserts, which I will do in a little bit. And once I swatched them, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get the hype because these eyeshadows are beautiful. The packaging I still do not like at all. So this is how it comes. This is the packaging it comes in. It's got a little flap here to take out the actual palette. And the palette and the box look pretty much the same. I don't know if you guys care about that. I normally don't show all of that. And here we go with the packaging. I don't like this. I do not like anything about this at all. I don't like the style of this. I really dislike the fact that she put stickers here. So this right here, this middle part, this is a sticker. The back also has a sticker with the name of the eyeshadows. And I just feel like it looks cheap. The good thing is it doesn't actually feel cheap. So it's a little bit weighty. It feels sturdy, but just the aesthetic of it is just not my thing. You pull it up, it has a mirror. The border of the mirror has the same design as the packaging itself, which I'm still not a fan of. And then it has these 2 things, which I do not know what they're called, but like some ribbons here so that your mirror can stay up on its own like that, so if you have it placed down on your vanity. Then inside you get the 18 eyeshadows. So none of the names are listed here, but like I said, they are listed on the back of the palette. So the layout of this, it's not a palette that I look at and I think, wow, that is gorgeous. I cannot wait to get my hands on that. No, not at all. I feel like it looks very, very cheap. Granted, I am very much aware that Pat McGrath had to cut back on certain things to make this more of an affordable palette because her palettes are, for the most part, quite pricey. I do consider her brand to be on the luxury end because of the prices. Also, the quality of her shadows I think are also really good. So I would say she's, you know, a luxury brand, definitely up there. But I guess because of that, I have certain expectations when it comes to her releases. And for me, this totally missed the mark as far as packaging. I don't like it at all. I know what I like in things, and this is just not it for me. And I may rub some people the wrong way with that. I don't know. It's what it is, guys. I spend my money on makeup because it's what makes me happy. And if the packaging doesn't make me happy, then I don't get as excited to use a product. But I kind of see myself eating my words a little bit because these eyeshadows, from what I can tell, and this is speaking purely on swatches, on the video that I saw from Michelle's Everyday Glamour, and pictures of my friends that have used this palette and have posted looks that they've created with this palette. Based on those things, I do have pretty high expectations on these eyeshadows and how they're going to perform. I just kind of wanted to let you guys know where I stand with this palette as of now, but I do think I'm going to enjoy it, to tell you guys the truth. I do kind of wish though, because we do have 18 eyeshadows in here, that we had more mattes, because we only have 3 and 2. It's this one down here, which is the lightest of the 3, and this one. So these 2 are pretty dark to use like as a transition. But we'll see. I don't know. I have no idea what kind of look I'm going to turn out with because I have not thought about it at all. Okay, so let me just go ahead and get started because I've already dragged this on a little bit more than what I was planning to. So I'm gonna pick up this matte shade up here called Major Mahogany, and I'm using my Smith's 232 brush, and I'm starting pretty much at the center, right above my crease, and I'm just going to do this windshield wiping motions. Now, I'm going to be here for a while because I want this to be really blended out. This is actually taking a little bit longer to blend out. I kind of forgot. Pat McGrath's matte eyeshadows are a little bit drier than your typical matte eyeshadow. Especially nowadays, they're usually very soft and some are even very buttery and they blend with such ease. And these, I think because they're so heavily pigmented, because I'm sure you guys saw, I have not dipped back in again. And so I'm sure you guys saw right off the bat, I got so much pigment off of this immediately. So they are a little bit hard to blend because of that. And really right now, I'm just going to blame myself on that because I know this about these type of eyeshadows, but I kind of forgot. I think I just got excited. I want to use all these shimmery metallic shades. And I was trying to only use a little bit because I didn't want this to be super dark. That's why I was like, okay, I'm going to really blend this. And I'm really blending this. And the eyeshadow is moving. It's just, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to blend this how I was hoping I could. So just keep that in mind. These are more of a kind of pigment type of eyeshadow. So you can move it around, but where you initially place it, it's going to be definitely the darkest. So really only pick up a little bit if you don't want too much at once. Or to like sit here like I am forever blending this out. Alright. These brushes are kind of rough. I don't know why I still use these. These Smith brushes. Oh, like that's really hurting my eye. Okay, see on this side I picked up a little bit less and it made such a difference. So just know guys. And this actually blended out a lot easier. Ow, it still hurts my eyes. Alright, so I have to even this out. Now I have to add a little bit more. And also these eyeshadows, because of their formula, I think they work a lot better if you build up the color. So right now that I added more, it blended a little easier. Definitely quicker actually. And it looks more seamless. So if you can see this left eye versus my right eye where I went in with too much pigment at once. My eyelids are really, really hurting. Alright, so this is a little bit ridiculous probably, but I'm going to use this brush here. And I'm going to pick up this shade here called Venetian Orchid. Only if you have bigger eyes you can get away with this. If you have small eyes, just grab a smaller brush. Honestly, I just need something soft but big to try and see if I can blend this. I'm not kidding. I really am going through a lot of pain right now. Oh, those brushes from Smith Cosmetics. I think I have a few that are really good, but those white-haired ones are the worst. I'm going to go into Smoked Amethyst, and I'm using my Wayne Goss number 18 brush. It's a flat brush. I'm going to apply this all over the lid. Now this one's got more of a chunkier glitter. So this will have some fallout. I would recommend to use like a synthetic brush and just tap it on. The bad thing is I'm just laying this down right now, but I'm going to add other eyeshadows over top or around it. So I'm a little afraid that I'm going to cause some fallout there. So I really want to go into this shade here called Odyssey. And I'm going to apply this here in this outer portion into and over the crease. I don't think I'm meant to apply that much, but oh well. I'm going over those shades we just applied. I will say that these layer super nicely over each other. So you can really work in different ways with this palette. I had originally thought I was going to use this and film a video creating multiple different looks with this palette, but I'm telling you guys, I was just not at all inspired when I got my hands on it. And today I pretty much just forced myself to use it. I really like that. Okay, I did not I don't know, I guess I didn't really have expectations necessarily. Now for the bottom lash line, to do something a little bit more different but not too crazy intimidating different, I am going to grab this shade here, which is called Saturnalia. Something I did forget to mention earlier when I was introducing this palette is that a total of 6 of these eyeshadows come from the Star Wars eyeshadow palettes. Those were 6-pan palettes each, so I believe it's these 2 was one palette and then these last 2 rows was another palette. I did not pick up those palettes. I'm not a Star Wars fan, and that alone kept me from picking up or wanting those palettes. So that's why, to me, I guess also I was like, okay, well, people were raving about that, which honestly I'm not at all surprised. So now this eyeshadow I'm gonna apply here on the bottom lash line. It's gonna look crazy for a little bit because I don't have on any mascara, but it'll all come together, I hope. And then for the inner corner, I'm gonna go in to Lunar Champagne. I'm going to go ahead and apply this eyeliner. This is also still new at Sephora. It's another Rare Beauty product. And the eyeliner is called the Perfect Strokes. It is a matte liquid liner in black. It only comes in one shade. I will say, I wish this was like a true matte finish because it's not. It's got just a little tiny bit of like reflection to it. And I wish it didn't. I wish it was just straight matte. But I actually do though enjoy this eyeliner, so I'm not complaining too heavy on that because I've really enjoyed it. Okay, eyeliners, not even, but when are they ever? Now for some mascara. So I'm gonna use this from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. I did a first impressions on this, I feel like it's been a few months actually, but it just became available at Sephora. And this is one of those weird paddle shaped wands. Honestly guys, I'm not a fan of this mascara. I tried to really like it. It's kind of a pain to apply this, and it's also a pain having to deal with it throughout the day because it tends to smudge on me. Now, I have dealt with other mascaras that are worse, but it still does smudge quite a little bit here on the sides more than anything. So because of that, I am just not a fan. So we're supposed to use the side with the bristles, so literally the sides of the wand. I think we do this first, right? Actually, I don't even remember. No, I think... Oh no, I think we're supposed to do the flat side first to lift them up. And then the side with the bristles to comb through the lashes. So it's a little bit of a learning curve. The lashes do look really nice afterwards, but it's not something I don't get from other mascaras that perform really well throughout the day for me. So because of that, this is just not a mascara for me. So okay, to finish off this look, I do have a new product from YSL, and it's this lipstick here. And this is the Slim Glow Matte Luminous Matte Lipstick. And oh my gosh, I have so many of these. Ooh, the packaging. I had not even taken it out of the packaging. I have so many of these in my loves list because the shades that they came out with look so beautiful. The one that I think I'm gonna start off with is 213, which is called No Taboo Chili. Oh my gosh, it is so cool. All right, so that is the packaging. Beautiful. You remove that, and it's like at an angle. And that is how it looks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this directly on. It had, oh, that's color. It has the same scent as other YSL lip products have. I don't mind it too much. I wish it didn't. It is somewhat of a, like, it's not, to me, it's not a very pleasant scent. It's not like a perfume I would not like in this scent, but I have a few YSL products that I just really enjoy, like lip products. They all, like I said, they all have the same scent, and I still use them quite often. Okay, and then because of the angles, this is really easy to hug the lip and just kind of align it against your lip line. Wow, I love that. And I love this shade. Yeah, it kind of has like a matte finish, but then again, there is like this kind of glowiness to it that it almost actually looks like you get a little hint of a metallic finish with this. It is very comfortable. It is like your typical lipstick, so it's definitely going to transfer. It's not one of those that's going to dry down like a liquid matte lipstick, but oh, that is stunning. Definitely going to have to pick up more shades of this. Alright guys, so this here is the final look, doing a full face of new makeup at Sephora. So actually I totally forgot about this. So this is the setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury called the Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Spray. I think this is still new at Sephora. I'm pretty sure it is. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this right now. It's got a scent that's not horrible, but it's not great either. I just, we don't need scented makeup or sprays or anything for the face. Nothing has to be scented. I don't understand these brands. So when I've used this, I've always had mixed feelings with it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it at all. Sometimes I feel a little bit indifferent about it. Right now, I actually really like what it did to my skin. It was already looking quite luminous, which is surprising considering the matte foundation we used and how much I powdered today, because I powdered excessively today. I never ever apply that much, but well, you guys saw me. I was trying to work with my makeup. So I guess the highlighter actually gave me a really nice radiance, because even before I applied this, I was noticing my face was looking a little radiant. And I also think it has to do with the primer. And then adding this over top just really helped out. So for me, this is something that I only use if I am using a foundation that's more on the matte side. You know, I did mention earlier, I haven't really been using matte foundations all that often or all that much lately, because I haven't. So I think because of that, I've been using it with other foundations that have more of a natural radiant finish to it, a luminous foundation. And mixing those type of foundations with this setting spray just does not work out for me. My skin right now, really love how that looked. Really liked it. I will though say that if I over apply, my face starts to feel a little bit tacky, like sticky kind of. I even feel it a little bit right now, but it's not too bothersome. So I need to remember to be careful with that one. But right now, today, I really like it. So like I said, it just really depends on the type of makeup and the finish that I've already applied before using that spray. So overall, guys, I'm very happy with everything. Obviously the foundation, it was really about the actual shade that didn't work out for me. But other than that, I really am enjoying how my skin is looking. So please let me know if you have this foundation. Let me know how it works out for you and what type of skin you have. I do have sensitive acne prone skin. I'm combo, so I get really oily on my T-zone, and I do suffer from a lot of dryness on the outskirts of my face, like quite excessively. So that's something I always need to consider, especially when I'm looking into buying a matte foundation. So please let me know if you've experienced or what you've experienced with this new NARS foundation if you've tried it before. I think everything worked out really well. I'm looking down to see, the only thing I would say to skip out on, honestly, is this mascara. I do not think this is good at all. That is just my personal preference and off of my own experience. But everything else that I showed you guys, I mean, a few things were first impressions, so take that with a grain of salt. But I'm happy, very, very happy with these products. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. And while you're there, if you have not yet, do not forget to subscribe so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.